Today, we're not just talking about facts. We're entering into the story of Jesus in a deeper way. These aren't just historical details. These are truths that speak to the soul. Here are 10 deep and spiritual truths about Jesus. Truths that have the power to shift your perspective and maybe even change your life. 1. Jesus was not the image we created. He was the image of God. When most people picture Jesus, they imagine a soft, glowing figure from paintings. But Jesus walked this earth as a Middle Eastern man. Rough hands, dark skin, worn sandals. He wasn't glamorous. He wasn't adored for his appearance. And yet, he revealed the very face of God, not in perfection of form, but in perfection of love. 2. He never wrote a word, yet his voice still speaks. Jesus didn't write a book. He didn't carve his words into stone. Instead, he spoke with authority, compassion, and clarity. And the world has never been the same. What he said reached past time, culture, and language. 2,000 years later, people are still listening. 3. He worked in silence before he preached in power. For 30 years, Jesus lived in obscurity, not teaching, not healing, just living. He worked with his hands, cared for his family, and waited. That tells us something holy. God's timing is different. Sacred things often grow slowly, in quiet places, long before they're seen. 4. He touched the untouchable and saw the invisible. Jesus sought out the forgotten. He didn't avoid the sick or fear the broken. He welcomed them. He let the outcasts draw near, and in doing so, he redefined who was worthy. Everyone was. Everyone still is. 5. His first miracle revealed his heart, not just his power. Jesus' first miracle wasn't dramatic, it was compassionate. At a wedding, he turned water into wine to prevent a family's shame. He showed us that God isn't just present in our pain. He's also present in our celebration. 6. He was both lion and lamb, truth and tenderness. Jesus was gentle enough to hold children, but bold enough to confront kings. He told the truth, even when it hurt. But he always spoke it with love. He defended the vulnerable, challenged the powerful, and walked the line between justice and mercy with perfect grace. 7. He knew sorrow and entered our suffering fully. Jesus didn't float above the pain of the world. He entered it. He wept. He grew tired. He begged the Father for another way. He knows what it means to feel abandoned. If you're hurting, he understands. More than anyone ever could. 8. As he was dying, he was still loving. With blood in his eyes and thorns on his brow, Jesus could have cursed the people who hurt him. Instead, he said, "Father, forgive them." Even as he died, he loved completely. That's not just mercy. That's divine. 9. The resurrection didn't just change his story. It changes ours. When Jesus rose, death was shattered. Fear lost its grip. The resurrection wasn't the end of his story. It was the beginning of ours. Because he lives, we can have life, now and forever. 10. His legacy is not religion, it's relationship. Jesus didn't come to start a religion. He came to bring us back to the Father, not through rules, not through rituals, but through a relationship, one marked by love, grace, and truth. He still says, "Come, follow me."
These truths about Jesus aren't just things to know. They're invitations to draw closer, to look deeper, to live different. If one of these spoke to you, share it in the comments. And if you want to hear more like this, subscribe and walk this journey with us. Thanks for watching. God bless you.